please. So Marge, if there's, I'll let you,
Part of my credit. Anyway, I'm really want to tell you all I'm humbled that you've all come, and I'm humbled by the knowledge that Martha has and Dave has and Ray has, and I'll try to do the best I can do to answer some questions. Really, I'm just a bean counter, and I'm the one that writes the checks for the township. I'm really, not very knowledgeable at all, but I just wanted to give a little bit of perspective. So in 2008, Tony was a trustee at that time, and I looked up some of the older minutes. So in the minutes, the Trumbull County Auditor sent a certificate of estimated resources for 2009, and the amount of local government monies for 2009 is $38,647.01. This amount is about $1,000 less than 2008. Just to give you some perspective, 8 years later in 2016, our local government was $25,142. So in 2011, we were cut in half. We went from 3.52% to 1.66%. And when I spoke to the lady at the county auditors at Trumbull County, she said, all of a sudden, I have $4 million less to distribute. And so that's where we stand. And through the years, it's gone down and down. So I put this together, and you can all take a copy, or I can make copies for you. So 2016, fast forward 8 years, $25,142.10 local government distribution, which is a portion, like I said, 1.66%, because by 2016 we were cut in half. The state legislators did that to us. We also used to collect something called TANP property tax, tangible property tax. Now, with that, the state legislators announced that that was going to disappear. So in 2016, we collected $25,142, plus we had the TANP of $34.57, for a total of $28,599. Then it started to get phased out. Fast forward to 2021, we received $29,752.90. So think about that. It's 17 years. Yes.
Do you have enough copies to pass that around?
I do. I'm going to make copies.
Follow along on
Absolutely. But the bottom line is, this year we're projected, so 2021 we stopped getting the TANP. The local government, so far we've received $26,000. I'm projecting it to end up at $31,854. Revenue has increased in 7 years, from 2016 to 2023. Its revenue has increased by 11%. So because I didn't want to get so involved, but I'm always open for questions, I can get my laptop. Just to give you some perspective, park utilities. In 2017, park utilities were $7,120.84. Does everybody know what the park utilities are? Community sign is a park utility. The storage building that we just put the restroom in is a park utility. The concession building is a park utility. The park is a park utility. These are all things that come out of the general fund, all of these park utilities. So they amounted to $7,120. The admin building, our utility expenses here, $6,623. So in 2017, amounted out of the general fund $13,743. This year, we're projected at $18,107.38. I did the math. In 6 years, utilities have increased 32%.
Do we shop that around?
Huh?
Do we shop that electric around?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we shopped it
I'll
around.
just give you, I have a gentleman that I'm associated with, he goes around and does that for businesses.
Mhm.
And I sent him over here to talk to Marge, and we gave him all of our, and he went through everything that Marge has done, and he said she's doing a good job. That
Great.
he couldn't find a cheaper rate for the township, so that is something that we're looking at. And that was both for electric and for gas, natural gas.
We do shop around. The best one I found is the first meeting. That's the best one, and they take care of a lot of the townships. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to say is, so we have a revenue that increases by 11%, you have utility expenses. Now, these are just utility expenses. Just for two things, they're coming out of the general fund. But does everybody know all of the things that are paid out of the general fund, or do you want to know? Because I can tell you. Do you have any questions for me? So we have, obviously, the administration. We have workers' comp comes out of the general fund. We have actually tax collection fees, which means that we do collect taxes, but we have to pay our tax collection fees too. We have something called county health that comes out. So if maybe we get, I think we get about $52,000 a year for the general fund currently, and we pay for county tax probably 12 or 13,000 back out of that. So we really don't have a lot left over to work with. That's why that local government fund distribution was so important to us. But they've cut us back so far. They're talking about taking another 10%. I don't know what we're going to do. Like Greg said, if it wasn't for the ARP monies, of course, there's lots of other things we would have rather used it for. I felt badly sitting there from every meeting that we had and saying, well, I paid this much in expenses for administration, this much I had to use for the ARP money. Why? Because last year I started the general fund with $16,000. If it wasn't for the ARP money, I would not have been able to pay the bills. We would have had to start closing down some of the utilities at the parks. It's a beautiful township. I really don't want to see that. I just don't know what else to do. We did a little creative thinking. We had Davy Tree Service was putting in the township garage, so Greg made an agreement with them. They were giving us $150 a month.
They may be coming back too.
I hope so.
See, they had parked there for
They
a while and we didn't charge them anything, so I reached out through Tim and said, it was $150 a month.
Yeah, so we were happy to have the $150 a month.
That helps pay utilities.
Yep, and then, oh, go ahead.
I'm just wondering what other charges you charge people to use the property up there when they have a car show, do you charge money for that?
I don't think we
They
charge,
donate,
but
they
always
donate, they write a $600-700 check
Yeah,
to the
they
county.
do. They are
And not only
very
that,
generous.
again, having that car show there, that brings thousands of people into Kinsman Township that goes to our businesses, our gas stations, and so if you start nickel and diming people to death, they're gonna go somewhere else.
Right.
So they've been very good and generous to us in giving us, the car show specifically, giving money back to the township.
And if anyone was here the last couple of meetings, we had a lady come from Maplewood, and with the Maplewood Rockets, and she asked the trustees if she could use our park for her football team. She had some Kinsman Badger students there too, and she, every time they used our field, she sent me a check for $50.
And they also sent a check at the end of the year,
They would make a donation for
Yeah.
$200.
And the thing I want to point out, that anybody that was at the park when those football games were going on, you couldn't have fit another person in there with a shoehorn. Again, people are coming to Kinsman.
And they're gonna spend money when they're here.
That's exactly right.
After the vandalism at the restrooms, the next day they had a game, she put a donation on the counter, they collected $240.